battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding, loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show.
Oh, bugger. There we go. Alright, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. Another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. We are here, Concord, USA. Oh, my screen's all messed up. Give me a second. Let me fix that up. I had a bit of a resolution issue at the start of the night, and I thought I fixed it all, but apparently I did not. So let me just get that screen off. Alright. Game capture. Let's get that fixed first. Alright, where is my live timing? There. Sorry guys, we'll be with you in a second. Give me a moment. Just fixing this up. Oh, I've got the echoes going. There we go. Fix that. Robotic stuff. Let's have a look. There we go. We are back. Excellent. All right. So as you can see here, Concord USA is the host. Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. We've got non-winged 360 sprint cars here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Looks like they've got about, about 4 minutes of practice remaining. So let's get a look, see who is getting some times out there. Who have we got? I think we've got like 16 cars registered today, and I got the hiccups already. Bo Caro, Wild Horse Broadcasting, likes the stream. Get on over, look up Wild Horse Broadcasting. They do some great work, especially on the NASCAR side of things, as well as dirt driver and broadcaster. Chad Putterbowl 14 at 360. Here's our quick time tonight. Ken McLean 14.430, 14.599, 14 at 636, 14 at 636. Equal times for John Bennett, Josh Roberts. Michael Butler with the 14 at 599. That top five, there's about 3/10, a little under 3/10 difference. So a fair amount of speed there. Obviously, outside that top five, looks like the 14 6s and 7s rules. So 14.6 for Opie Travis McDonald, 14.648 for Richard Jackson, 14.686 for Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel 14.739 and 14.742 for Dawson Potter, 14.769 for Mike Moniz, Chris Standridge 14.8 flat, 15.044 for Douglas Norton, Brett Vanderwood 15.262, 15.570 for Mike Davis. And Vaughn Mead just out there on the track now, 19.081. John Bennett on our screens right now. Alright, as we have 2 minutes to go to qualifying, I'm just going to make some final last checks on some things. The 92 of Wayne Bridges on our screens there. He is flying through those turns. Brian Angel Sr., thank you, sir. Good luck out there to Yoda Outlaws. Brian Angel, Mike Butler, Brett Vanderwood, all representing tonight. Thomas Dennis in the chat. YouTube, hello all. Good luck tonight, guys. They're a handful. They are a handful, my man. They are. Normal, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Sprint cars to me are a handful. And they have that wing that gives them downforce and helps them sort of stabilize. These things don't have those wings. And these guys make them look easier to drive. So I don't understand it. But that's why I sit in my chair and watch it from this point of view. Matt Webb trying to make it. Qualifying has a couple of minutes remaining. Let's have a look, Matt. 3. You've got 3 minutes, brother. Ken McLean in the 75, a wingless sprint there. Douglas Norton looks like he's gone out. Mike Butler, Wayne Bridges as well. Do you have a hamster wheel running your power today? Oh, mate. Oh, I went out and made sure that the boys aren't out in the shed. If I hear that shed door open, I am going out there again and just giving it to them. Mate, I could not believe it. I went and blamed the missus because the main modem box is in our laundry, and if you bump the power point, it can drop the internet. So I thought she did it. So I went and asked, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And she's like, "No, it wasn't me. It was the boys out the back." Kelly McKellen, I think the shorter wheelbase makes them hard to drive. They can be a bit twitchy. Yeah. Ken McLean has locked in quick time with a 14.463. Travis McDonald 14.621 and 14.669. Mike Butler. Those 14.6s seem to be a tough time to get. That's our points leader on the screen right there. John Bennett, there's the 69. That is, I'm not sure who that is. I don't believe me too. I can watch, however, cannot drive wingless sprints another. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I am with you. Happy to watch them. Love watching them. That's the 53. Richard Jackson, Nerd Herd Racing. Chad Putterbowl has moved himself into the pole position spot, though. 14.423 quick time. About 400ths of a second quicker than Kent McLean there. Oh, beautiful move there by Richard Jackson. Matt Webb makes it onto the track. 15.615. Actually, I believe that's him right there. There he is from our chat, straight onto the track. Matt Webb. Oh, up into the wall there. 40 seconds remain in qualifying before we get to our heat racing. 17 cars. Have registered for this race. Thomas Dennis going for the 20 car. That is Chad Putterbowl, the Dirt Warrior Racing driver. Wonder how Lon is going. I lied. I haven't checked in on him in about a week or two. So I must reach out and say g'day to him. Lon Franks, the other Dirt Warrior Racing driver with Chad last season. Chad is the remaining driver. That's 36 Von Mead. All right, that looks like qualifying is done. The people are all starting to wander in. We'll fast forward over to our heat times. Let's get down to the grid. Go static cam. All right, front row, Chad Puttable versus Travis McDonald, Richard Jackson versus Josh Roberts, Douglas Norton versus Matt Webb. Fatheads eyewear 69. That is Chad Puttable with the 20 car on the leaderboard, 69 on our screens. Why did we lose sound? Oh, there we go. Oh, still got the fast time info up. Let's get that changed over to gap and gain. Look at that stupid TikTok song stuck in my head. This is the last race for the racing week for let's say the Robert Electrical Dirt Street Stocks that used to be on Tuesday nights, Wednesday mornings in the States. No, the final race of the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series week. We won't be back again until next Sunday night US, Monday morning Australian. But tonight, in approximately 12 hours, a little under 12 hours from now, Shrubgod and myself will be live on Twitch with our Dying Light 2 co-op gameplay. But let's get through this 6-car field first. Caution is out straight away. Looks like the 42 and the 17 might have had some issues. Matt Webb and Josh Roberts. There's Josh. There's Matt on the outside at line. The 42 just off the left of the screen. There's Matt. Oh, they've got into the 52. The 42 had already turned, so that sent the 17 up into him. I've got the hickey ups. Vicky Schuler, look out! YouTube check, can't believe my eyes away to go. There he is. He's got the chance. He's got the opportunity to take out pole position in our feature race here tonight. All he has to do is win this heat race. Travis McDonald, Richard Jackson, Douglas Norton, Matt Webb, and Josh Roberts are all going to have something to say about this, though. All right, off we go. Travis's last real shot at, just a 5-lap heat race too, so 4 or 5 laps in. Chad's going to move that race car up in front of Travis, as that's going to stop Travis from getting any sort of momentum run past him. As they come around the 1 and 2 turns, down that backstretch for the last time. Chad Puttable, the 69 machine, Fatheads Eyewear 69. Is going to secure pole position in that feature. Vicky, this is going to be a good race tonight, I can tell. Let's get over to our results. There we go. In 5th place, Douglas Norton. Sorry, 6th place, Douglas Norton. 5th place, Matt Webb. JJ Motorsports driver Josh Roberts. In 4th, Travis McDonald in 3rd. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson got 2nd place. But Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puttable secures pole position in the feature with a win in Heat 1. Grid for this one. All right, Ken McLean and Von Mead on that front row. Then we've got Dawson Potter and Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood and Chris Standridge on that 3rd and final row. All right, looks like we're about to get this one underway. Heat 2, 5 laps. Wingless sprint cars here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Kent McLean and Von Mead, Dawson Potter, Wayne at Bridges, then Chris Standridge, Brett Vanderwood as we get going. Kent McLean off to a masterful start there. The 92 of Wayne Bridges getting a little loose there. I was getting into Chris Standridge. Looks like they've been able to keep that one green and going. Kent, Dawson and Von Mead. Ooh, Von almost clipping the back of Dawson's car. A little bit of speed difference there through the turns. 22 Chris Standridge, Wayne Bridges. Looks like they've come together as caution has come out. They've both gone to the pits. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, just that inevitable door-to-door action. They both get hooked up into the wall. They go. All right, here we go. Lap 5 of 6, then lap 6, 2 laps to go. Just 4 cars on the track. Ken McLean, Dawson Potter, Von Mead, Brett Vanderwood. Off we go. Kent McLean looking to start alongside Chad Puttable in our feature race here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Lap 6 of 7, sorry. White flag lap as the boys come around that backstretch. Looks like Wayne Bridges and Chris Standridge did get out on the track. Chris a little bit sooner than Wayne, so he will take 5th spot in this heat as they get the checkered flag. That is our second of 3 heats in the books. 1 to go before our feature race. Excuse me. All right, results are as follows. Wayne Bridges finished in 6th place. Outcast Racing driver Chris Standridge in 5th. Yoda Outlaws Brett Vanderwood in 4th. Mediocre Racing driver Von Mead in 3rd. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 2nd. And BAM Motorsports Kent McLean will be on the front row of the feature start. All right, last heat here tonight. The grid for this one is as follows. John Bennett and Mike Butler on that front row. Brian Angel and Mike Moniz, second row. Mike Davis, Mad Dog himself on that third and final row. John Bennett, our starter in Heat 3, points leader in the Grassroots Racing Series, so we'll be going to the rear of field, regardless of where he finishes in this heat race. 5 cars, 5 laps. Second row inside pole position, starting position up for grabs for anyone other than John Bennett. He, of course, is going to get that machine out there and running pretty quickly, though. We spoke to him yesterday after he picked up his win, saying how he is having a bit of a dominating run at the moment in the Grassroots Racing Series points-wise, but he doesn't believe it's dominating. He just thinks he's been sort of lucky and patient. So we just have to wait and see how the rest of the... Oof, John getting a little loose there on exit of 4. That's Mike Moniz at 30 there. He's got the 8 of Mike Butler. No, that's sorry. Yeah, 00 on our leaderboards, but the 8 on our screens, Mike Butler. Oh, Mike getting up into the wall there. The other Mike. There's 3 Mikes in this race. Holy crap. Mike Davis, Mike Butler, Mike Moniz. Let's get up to John / Michael Bennett. John Michael Bennett. Wouldn't that be funny if John's middle name was Michael? As we get up to him just after the checkered flag. Unfortunately, don't get to see that for him, but we will get to see one of the boys' highlights and clean him up. There we go. Let's have a look at the results for Heat 3. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Moniz in. Oh, got to stretch. 5th place. Mike Butler, Yoda Outlaws in 4th. Mike Davis in 3rd. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel in 2nd. J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett will take the Heat 3 victory. Grid for our feature race here tonight. Obviously, John Bennett will go to the rear of field. So Chad Putterbowl and Kent McLean on that front row. Richard Jackson and Dawson Potter, second row. Brian Angel and Travis McDonald on that third row. Fourth row is going to be Von Mead and Mike Davis. Josh Roberts and Brett Vanderwood on that fifth row. Sixth row, Mike Butler and Matt Webb. Seventh row is Chris Standridge and Mike Moniz. Eighth row, Douglas Norton and Wayne Bridges. And on that ninth and final row by himself, John Bennett. .30 laps. Oh, I forgot. It's a twin 30-lap feature. So I imagine what they'll do is they're going to run them as they qualify here in the B-Main 30-lap B-Main here. And then invert the finishing order and have the guys who win start at the back and the other way around. Or sort of, yeah, the last place in this race will start pole position, things like that. So, 2 30-lap feature races here tonight. I forgot about that. Excellent. Still plenty of racing to come. We've got the non-winged 360 sprint cars here at the dirt track at Charlotte, Concord, USA. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series, broadcast exclusively on Mud Mule TV via BobbethTV on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. There's that battle up the front, Chad and Kent. Chad in the 69, 20 on the leaderboard, 75 for Kent McLean. There are going to be a few sliders and crossovers until one of these boys gets the advantage. I think Chad might have done it there with that little... Oh, no, caution. Caution has come out. Can't see where on the leaderboard it is. Looks like it might be Von Mead and Josh Roberts, the 36 and the 42. All right, let me just go grab a drink while we're rolling around the track. I'll get the right cam on so you can actually see the cars. right, the boys are double file lined up. Von Mead still in the pits. 16 cars on the track. We are racing again. Lap 6 of 30. This is the B main. The first of 2 30-lap features here tonight. The B main and the A main. A main still to come. Ken McLean's got that sprint car into the race. The lead there. Chad Putterball back there in second. Also Potter third, Richard Jackson fourth. Travis McDonald will be in fifth as the caution has come back out. Oh, crisp. Crisp. Why aren't you loading blurb? All right, looks like single file restart this one. Wayne Bridges, Ken McLean. No, not Wayne Bridges, sorry. No, it is going to be double wide. It's going to be Ken McLean, Chad Putterball, Dawes Potter, Richie Jackson, Travis McDonald, Mike Butler, Brian Angel, Mike Menez, Douglas Norton, Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis, Josh Roberts, John Bennett, Chris Sandridge, Matt Webb, and Von Mead. Wayne Bridges will be at the rear of that field. Here we go. Those two boys at the front going to resume that battle. Kent McLean, Chad Putterball. Wayne Bridges still scored in 16th, in first for some reason. Not sure why that is. He's at the rear of the field. I reckon that'll update after this first lap. Oh, there has been another crash. That might bring out our latest caution. They did get it going again. Oh, the 17 there rolling off the track. That's Matt Webb. I don't see that the caution is out. I see Wayne sort of limping off the track there. Let's get back up to the leaders as we keep this one green and going. Lap 14 of 30, almost the halfway mark here. Kent McLean still our race leader. Chad Putterball back there in second. Dawson Potter third. Richard Jackson fourth. Brian Angel fifth. Caution out at the halfway mark, 15th lap. We'll just stay with the leader for this one. Good shot of the camera, the sky cam. We've got a cam all the way up there in the sky. That's the highest the drone will fly, but as you can see there, there is a lot of cars still on this track. We get a little bit closer into the blimp cam. As you see one of the drivers there, the 36 of Von Mead, getting a wave around. We've got, of course, our video game cam. Pretty good virtual cameras. Good shot of Barney. Got that yellow flag up, telling the boys we are still in our caution period here. Ooh. 00 Mike Butler, the 52 Douglas Norton. They are both in the pits. There's the 17 as well, getting a wave around. So we've got just about everyone back on the lead lap, almost Matt Webb just 2 laps down, Douglas Norton 3, and Mike Butler also 3 laps down. So it looks like we're going to line these guys up double wide again, so we'll go to our slightly wider cam for this one. Basically 2 races for the price of 1 here tonight, almost 2/3 of the way through the B main at the first of 230 lap features. The A main will be, oh, Chad got loose there. The 44 came into contact. Looks like he might have almost saved it, but I don't think he was able to as he brought that car back into that group. And we're watching him fall right down that leaderboard, unfortunately. Didn't pick up the crash though. We know Chad was involved in it, but I don't think it's going to pick it up at the time of the crash. We'll go to quarter speed, but yeah, a little bit of contact there off the Dawson on the 44. That got him sideways. As you can see there, the 53, Richard Jackson, unfortunately not able to avoid that contact, which puts him back into that sideways motion, gets into the 7 as well as the 1, the 53. So many cars involved in that accident. Look at that spin. Oh, and then he got collected again by the 99 and the 8. Poor guy. He must be dizzy. Thomas Dennis, thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate it. Brian Angel there going, nope, I'm going to take the inside pole second row spot. John, you can go back to that third row. That's Cam McLean and Dawson Potter on the front row. Mike Moniz, Brian Angel second. John Bennett, Mike Davis third row. Wayne Bridges and Josh Robertson that fourth row. Fifth row, Brett Vanderwood and Chris Standridge. Travis McDonald, Richard Jackson on that sixth row. Seventh row, Chad Putterball and Von Mead. Eighth row, Matt Webb, Douglas Norton. Ninth row, Micah Butler. Now remember, I do believe they will invert the finishing orders. So while this has not been the best race for Chad in that regard, he will have a second shot at it. It looks like with an almost top 5 start in the second feature. It's Kent McLean, Dawson Potter, Mike Moniz, Brian Angel, John Bennett, the 5. Chad trying to race his way back into the... Oh, there's been another crash there. Can't quite tell who that was. I think it was the 8 or the 88, Travis McDonald or Brett Vanderwood, but they've kept it green somehow as the 75 is coming up fast on the 88 there. 69 and the 22, they're battling of 7th and 8th. That there is the caution, the 17 and the 53 it looked like. A couple of laps to go in our first of 230 lap feature races here at the dirt track at Charlotte. There's a small warm-up sort of period between the two features. Then we may try and interview the first place driver of this race at the end of this race, and then get the other one at the end of the next one. If not, we'll just get both of them at the end of the broadcast. There's Von Mead getting that wave round back onto the lead lap. Brett Vanderwood as well by the looks of that. Mike Butler, Douglas Norton, Matt Webb as well. So I think the only one that may not get back on the lead lap might be Mike Butler. Or maybe Doug Matt as well. So it's going to be another double file restart. Will be a green, white, checkered finish, green flag run to get up to speed, white flag lap to try and lock in any sort of positional gain you can get. This will be Dawson's shot at a feature win right here. Kent McLean has been doing well. His teammates right behind him. John Bennett, sorry. Mike Menees, Brian Angel, Josh Roberts back there on that third row outside pole. Here we go. The final 2 laps of the B main are underway. Like Dawson with that outside line, falling back to third. John Bennett getting the good run on that inside line up on his teammate Kent McLean as they come around for the white flag lap in the B main. We will have a checkered flag finish. There has been a crash back at the rear of field. And that will be interesting. Are you on Purple Channel too? Because I would give it a like there too. What's Purple Channel? Tom, I'm on Twitch, so I'm on Twitch as BobbethTV, Facebook as BobbethTV, and YouTube also BobbethTV. So you can follow and subscribe on the Twitch. You can subscribe obviously on the YouTube and like and follow the Facebook pages. All right, that is our first of 2 features in the books. Let's get to the results as they grid up. Mike Butler, Yoda Outlaws in 17th. Brent Vanderwood, also Yoda Outlaws in 16th. Douglas Norton in 15th. Matt Webb, 14th. Von Meter Mediocre Racing in 13th. Chad Puttable, Dirt Warrior Racing 12th. Richard Jackson from Nerd Herd Racing in 11th. The top 10, Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, Outcast, Chris Standridge, Travis McDonald, and Yoda Outlaws. Brian Angel, the top 5. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Menees, J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts, KHR's Dawson Potter, BAM Motorsports and J&J Motorsports driver John Bennett, and our winner, Kent McLean for BAM Motorsports. Let's get to the grid now because I feel like it's going to be exactly that, but backwards. It is Mike Butler versus Brett Vanderwood on that front row. Douglas Norton versus Matt Webb on that second row. Chad Puttable is going to have another chance at a top 5 run here. He's on the third row with Von Mead. Mike Davis and Richard Jackson on that fourth row. Fifth row is going to be Chris Standridge and Wayne Bridges. Brian Angel and Travis McDonald are on that 6th row. 7th row, Josh Roberts and Mike Menees. The 8th row, as my partner dies in the background, John Bennett, Dawson Potter, Kent McLean, the winner of our B main. Will start rear of field for this A main. 30 laps. They're going to do it all over again. The track's going to be a little bit more slippery this time. So it is going to be very, very interesting. We have 2 8 cars on the front row. Mike Butler, Brett Vanderwood, Yoda Outlaws have the start. Can they run with it? Let's have a look and see how this one pans out. No rest for the wicked. They literally just finished that B main. Straight back out, grid up. Let's do the A main, boys. 30 more laps. Off we go, Mike Butler, Doug. Oh, big crash there. The 17, the 99. It's our first caution of our second feature comes out. All right, give me just 2 moments, folks. Just gonna go check on Mrs. BobbethTV. Won't be a sec. All right, sorry about that. Turns out she wasn't dying. Those were apparently sneezes. If you could hear them in the background, they sounded deadly. All right, we're back and racing, though. Twitch is Purple Channel 2, of course. So Twitch, definitely on Twitch. You've even got a few interactive sort of sound bites and stuff you can play with, and jump scares you can scare me with. I actually stream other video games on Twitch. Tombstone 1914, thank you so much. I imagine that is you, Thomas, so I appreciate that, brother. Wednesday and Friday nights Australian. I also stream co-op gameplay of Dying Light 2 with my buddy Shrubgod, and Monday nights we're playing Split Fiction. And I also occasionally, very rarely, also stream some GTA, some 5M roleplay. I'm a sergeant on a server in a police force. All right, Mike Butler is running away with the lead in this race. Brett Vanderwood unfortunately crashed out, fell all the way to the rear of the field. I think we can safely sort of jump around the track a little bit here as we hit lap 6 of 30 in this feature race. We already know we're going to talk to Mr. McLean. Oh, someone's cut the track there. He's raced his way back up into 11th. Points leader John Bennett into 12th. It's 52 Doug Norton there. Travis McDonald back behind him. And then it's got Chris Standridge as the caution. It comes out. Looks like that is the 17 Matt Webb getting loose there. Also, Thomas, if you are watching via Twitch, if you scroll down to below the stream, there's a little blurps control panel. If you find a sound that you like, a soundbite, you can request to have it as your walk-on sound, and that's so whenever you come into my streams, you can play that to sort of announce your arrival for free. So if you do find one, just choose one, and I'll approve it for you, brother. All right, Mike Butler, Chad Putterbowl, Von Mead, Richard Jackson, Brian Angel, that's the 5. 6 to 10 is Douglas Norton, Travis McDonald, Chris Dennis, Josh Robertson, Wayne Bridges, John Bennett, Kent McLean, Dawson Potter, Mike Moniz, Matt Webb, Mike Davis, and Brett Vanderwood. 11 to 17. Pace cars left the track. We're going to get this one going. Lap 9 of 30, our final feature for the night. Back-to-back 30-lap features here. Double header racing. Chad put a bowl. Oh, he's got that race car into the lead. Caution has come out. I'm not sure if he got it past the 00 of Mike Butler. We'll have to wait and see. It's the wingless sprints proving to be a bit difficult here. We did imagine that was going to be the case. They were a handful yesterday with the wings, so the whole non-winged aspect. Oh, look at that. The 8 just rolls with the 00 on the leaderboard. The 8 on our screens rolls back into the leader position. Chad falling back to second there. It's a bit bittersweet for Chad. Looked like he had got past him. All right, into 3 and 4 we come. They are double file once more. Excuse me. Off we go, lap 10, a third of the way into this 30-lap feature race, the A main. Chad Putterbola race leader, Mike Butler back in second, Von Mead third, but it looks like Richard Jackson is going to race past him. He was carrying a lot of speed down that straightaway. Richard Jackson there. No, that's not Richard Jackson. Doug Norton in the 52. Richard Jackson is 53, Bob. 3 wide, Richard Jackson, Chris Standridge, and Travis McDonald there. Doug Norton, Chris Standridge, Travis McDonald. I don't think I said Doug at the start. Oh, there's going to be some contact. Oh, no, Chris might hit that wall. Chris gets it back off there, but I reckon he would have sustained a little bit of damage there. Chad Putterball extends that race lead out to a second there. Caution out, but Chad is going to lock in at that first place there for the restart. Fourth yellow flag for this feature race. Better get up to the leader, I guess, for this restart. Oh, the sound didn't play. I just realised you redeemed a thing there, and it didn't play at my end. Why is that? All right, we're back and racing. Or you might have played it while I was not here. Oh, big crash again as we come through 3 and 4. It looks like they might have been able to get it going again. I don't know. Travis McDonald and the 75, the 88-75 have come to a stop. So, no, that is going to be a caution there. Josh Roberts, Matt Webb, Travis McDonald all in the pits there. Looks like Travis able to get back out. I know Travis is in the pits. Douglas Norton, I think, as well. Kent McLean. So 5 cars having to go through the pits there. That is going to affect the run. Single file lineup. But we'll wait until they get around to the start finish line. Not sure why it scored on Von Mead. I did tell it to go to the leader. We are going too wide, so it will be Chad Putterball and Von Mead on that front row. Richard Jackson and Mike Butler second. Third row, let's see, John Bennett, Mike Manise. Fourth row, Dawson Potter and Wayne Bridges. What's going on there? Why is Kent McLean listed in first still? He's in the pits. As is Matt Webb and Josh Roberts still. There we go. Chad Putterball, Von Mead, Richard Jackson, Mike Butler, Mike Manise, John Bennett, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis, Chris Standridge, Travis McDonald, Douglas Norton, Brian Angel. And we've got Josh Roberts, Matt Webb, Kent McLean, all 17 cars back out on the track. 3 of them not on the lead lap. So if there is another caution, they will be able to rectify that as they're only a lap down. There it is, another caution. Looks like this time the 8 of Brett Vanderwood. Really unsure why. He recognises Von Mead as the race leader, but Chad's in first, so I'm not sure why the cameras are doing their thing, but off we go again. Chad Putterball in the race lead as correctly it should be with the telemetry as well as what we see on our screens. Lap 19-20, sorry, of 30. That is 2/3 of this race just about done and dusted. They'll come into 3 and 4 for the 20th time. Just 10 more remain. Oh, caution out straight away. I was going to jump around and sort of have a look around the track, but looks like the 42 and the 75 getting together. There we go. I think the telemetry picked this one up. Saw a crash back there where they got into the wall. Josh racing his way up through. Oh, big change in speed. Just leaps over the 75. Good thing they're not using real fuel. Yeah. Someone wondered that. Buddy of mine was watching yesterday, and he asked the same thing with the sprint, with the 360 wing sprints. That asked if they could refuel in the pits, or whether that fuel was going to be an issue. But that feature race was set for 30 minutes, and we went the distance in time. So I think we got to 33 of 35 laps. So time sort of more of an issue than fuel usage. Ten laps to go on restart. Chad Puttable was one of the favourites to win the first race, the first feature, the B main, but unfortunately got caught up in an issue, fell to the rear of the field, and had a sort of an outside top 10 finish. But due to the inverted nature of the feature race, that allowed him to get a bit of a re-go at it, and he's fought his way up to the front. He is 5 spots up. Oh, excuse me. I was going to try and mute myself, but I just couldn't have time. That was a spicy cough. Have a little drink there as we get this one back under green flag racing. 10 laps remain. We're going to get straight to the camera action, just because I feel like we miss out on some of the action. We have to watch it on the replay, which isn't too bad. Or someone up into the wall there. That is the 8. Looks like the 00 of Mike Butler, Brian and Brett Vanderwood back there at the rear. So it's the 00 on the screens, on the leaderboards, 8 on the car. Racing alongside, that looks like Travis McDonald. Means that's Mike Butler, Chris Standridge up there ahead of them. Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges. Oh, yellow flag back out. Weird, our camera set to crashes that time and it didn't go to it. We built sprint cars but ran 410s. That's, I think we talked about that at a Knoxville round, I believe it was. Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum location. I reckon you would have been great friends with my mum, Vic. My mum, she raced dirt street stocks though. But the state, I live in Tasmania, which is the southeasternmost state of Australia, but it's a little island below the mainland. Think of us as like the down under Hawaii without the weather. No. But yeah, she raced street stocks and was at a considerable length of time in the 80s, the fastest woman in Tasmania on dirt. So yeah. Oh man, my stepdad was a race car driver as well. Just the men's competition a little bit more competitive than the women's back in the 80s. It's going to be 7 laps remain when we get this one going. Lap 24 will be our restart lap. I wonder if they'll go single file restart. If they do, that might make it very tricky for the boys behind Chad to capitalise on this restart opportunity. But at the same time, he has earned that single file restart. It looks like it is going to be single file. Chad Puttable, Von Me, John Bennett, Richard Jackson, Mike Neese, the 5. Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, Chris Standridge, Mike Butler, and Travis McDonald, the 10. Brian Angel, Kent McLean, Mike Davis, Matt Webb, Josh Roberts, Brett Vanderwood, and Doug Norton, the 11 to 17. 17 cars, wingless sprints here at Charlotte. That is a great field. These guys are crazier than I am. We'll get back up to the lead as we get to the last few dying laps of this A main second feature race for the wingless sprints Here at the dirt track at Charlotte, part of the Grassroots Racing Series Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Oh, the 8, bit of contact there as he went to set, shot him up into the wall. That is going to be another caution. There is no doubt about that one. All right, looks like it's just going to be 3 laps. Can we get a green flag run from lap 28 to 30? I bet we would have. You need to come and actually go to some of these tracks. Not coming there. Too many critters and deadly bugs. It's not too bad in Tasmania. Like it's the further south you get, the safer it is. I feel like we've got redback spiders, which are apparently pretty dangerous. Whitetail spiders, pretty dangerous. One of the most venomous snakes in the world. But apart from that, it's not so bad in Tasmania. But no, I desperately do want to go to America, and having to map that out because I'd have to go from like New York, well, not from New York to Philadelphia, but like basically I've got friends in New York, friends in Philadelphia. I'm doing hand signals. You guys can't see my hands, to sort of demonstrate the size, the distance. But yeah, New York to Philadelphia and everywhere in between. So it's going to be one hell of a road trip. Hopefully, it might be possible in the next couple of years. Chad Putabol, he is on his second last lap. We're going to stay up here and hopefully, nope, we're not. So we're going to stay with Chad and hopefully get that run to the white flag and get this race done. Oh, my throat is so dry today. $25 miles from Eldora. Oh, I'm going to do the conversion. Miles, 2 kilometers. I'd say 1.6. Okay. So it's about, what, 40 Ks away. Oh, so it's like a 25-minute drive. Like, not even that. Oh, sick. Because, yeah, Eldora would definitely be the one. I think that if I had to pick a track I could go to, because, what is it, the World 100? A lot of the guys that I do know through iRacing obviously do all go along to that. So that would be the goal. That would definitely be the goal. Come and crash on your couch. All right, this one is going to get going very soon. Single file restart. It's going to be Chad Putabol, Von, me, John Bennett, Richard Jackson, Mike Mees, Dawson Potter, Travis McDonald, Kent McLean, Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, Chris Standridge, Douglas Norton, Wayne Bridges, Mike Butler, Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis, and last but certainly not least, Mike Webb. Good on all. 17 guys have toughed this 60-lap double feature race out. A lot of cautions. The wingless sprints, not an easy vehicle to master. Lap 30 of 31, still 2 to come. Looks like my guests tonight are going to be Chad Putabol and Kent McLean. White flag lap. We will have a finish here. Oh, big crash back there around the top 5 as we finish up. Chad with the spins. Finishes up on his roof with a flip over. No, it won't. Let's see if someone's going to give him a high five. Come on. High five the guy. High five the guy. No, he went to the pits. All right, Chad getting it done here tonight. Luckily for himself. Otherwise, Vicky would have really got angry. They are a sprint car family. So,
You are watching a master at work.
oh, wait, it came out the TV that time. The speakers, I heard that. All right, let me check my audio over here. Why is it set to that? There we go. And why did it play it then? That's weird. Okay. Where's my Discord gone? There it is. We're going to get to the results first, Bob. We didn't actually do the results for this feature. The A main feature race. My mouse is really playing up at the moment. I'm going to blame that. All right, here we go. Wayne Bridges. Congratulations. Wayne Bridges finishes in 7th. J&J Motorsports. Josh Roberts 16th. 15th. Brian Angel for Yoda Outlaws. Matt Webb in 14th. Mike Butler also in Yoda Outlaws in 13th. And the other Yoda Outlaws driver, Brett Vanderwood, in 12th. Mike Davis finished in 11th. Travis McDonald, the top 10. Douglas Norton in 9th. Outcast Racing's Chris Standridge in 8th. Mike Moniz from Team Southern Sim Racing in 6th. Dawson Potter representing KH proudly just outside that top 5. He got 6th. Sorry, Mike Moniz was 7th. BAM Motorsports driver Ken McLean and winner of the B main in 5th. John Bennett, J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports driver 4th. Richard Jackson, Nerd Herd Racing. He's had a good run this week. He's in 3rd. Mediocre Racing's Von Mead finished 2nd. But our winner, congratulations, Chad Proud Mama Shula in the chat. Chad put him off. We're racing at getting the victory. All right, we've got 2 interviews to get through. So let's see. How we do this. I'm going to go in this channel and then I'm going to drag Kent down like that. They're not going to get the double interview. I decided the double it. No. No, just thought it'd be easier. So we're going to start off with finished 5th place in the A main portion, but in the B main he won that, causing him to start 17th in that A main. So quite the climb there, Ken. Actually, I think if we look, I think I'm definitely feeling like that's going to be hard. You're not going to believe it. You're tied.
John.
You're tied hard charge with John. There, he's got a heartbreak any way he can there, but you got the win in that first one. It looked like it was going to be a tough battle to start with. Chad really looking comfortable in the wingless sprint, but fell to the rear of field and had to wait for the second feature to sort of regroup and give that run another try. But once you locked it in, you didn't look back. Wingless sprints, we had the 360s yesterday. They're both somewhat a cautious car. We had a few cautions, but how are they? They looked easier to drive tonight than they did with the wings last night. How is that possible?
Well, I kind of I missed last night. I had softball. My daughter had softball, but um, I don't know. To me, these are actually easier to drive than the sprints, the wing sprints. They, to me, they drive more like a UMP. Uh, so I'm pretty comfortable in them. You have to be mindful of how much you let off the throttle because it will whip around on you pretty easy.
Yep.
Uh, so, and I think that was some of the issues tonight. I believe I'd have to go back and watch, but people just throwing it in there, and then letting off too much, and I think that was where some of the cautions come into effect. But
No, it's like I say, you guys make it look easy. I feel like the dirt track at Charlotte though is a good track. It's a racy track. I affectionately refer to it as the super speedway of dirt tracks. But I do. I think it doesn't matter what car you race on this track. It just promotes really, really good racing. A lot of those I enjoy that. Even though some cars can be a bit more cautious, you guys stay double wide on the restarts a lot longer than say some of the divisions or iRacing itself might do it after a couple. Most so sort of tend to go straight to that single file. But the one-on-one racing, the positional racing. Every night, any night in the grassroots racing series, and tonight being no exception, has been awesome. And it's really sort of we've promoted sort of especially with the invert start. Uh, I do enjoy that it gives some of those other guys who just might not necessarily be quick enough at the start of the night to get the sort of the feature positions they like, but they can once that track slicks up, once the track races up a bit, they can get it going. And so we saw guys like Von Mead in second tonight, Richard Jackson third. Dawson Potter just outside that five. John and Kent really had to work for that top five run tonight. Chris Standridge also. Um, the Yoda Outlaws boys, they're all usually right up there, but just had a bit of bad luck themselves. The competition really thick and fast in the grassroots.
Yeah, it's definitely picking up. With John deciding to do the twin features tonight,
Mm,
it really makes it fun. Especially after the first feature, then you have to race your way back up,
yeah.
and keeps us on our toes. I mean, really, because like with these, you can't see the front wheels, so it's hard to judge,
Yep.
where you're at, as far as that. Because I think one of the cautions, I was side by side with somebody coming down the straightaway, and I think I just when we go to turn in, I don't know if he turned in quicker or whatever happened, but I think I jumped his left rear. That's something I couldn't see. So I don't race these enough to know my limitations of where I need to be.
Yep.
As far as that. But yeah, it's definitely these are a great class here. To run. They're quick.
No, they definitely are. And if we go to the schedule, give it a quick scan. I do believe not the only time we will be in them. I do see a Bristol race coming up in June. Um, let's have a quick scan through that one. Nope. And also, no, that is it. So, yes, just one more non winged race, but the combinations we've still got to come. I mean, next week we've got. UMP's at Weedsport, the midgets at Chili Bowl, so back to Chili Bowl, at least in a car that the Chili Bowl might be a little bit more suited for. We did have, obviously, we started off the grassroots racing series with the Enduro, the Pro 2 lights there. But then we've also got the what is it? The 305s that we're back to Hussett. I can never know how to say that one properly. And then we've got sprint car night next Monday night US, Tuesday morning Australian. And it's going to be the 360s and the 410s, Eldora and Volusia. So you're definitely keeping you guys on your toes with those mixtures, and you're not really getting sort of comfortable in any one sort of style of vehicle.
Yeah, John had the admins, make up. I believe it was me, John, Wayne, Travis.
Mm,
Uh, I think Dawson, but we took I think like 10 races apiece, and just kind of created a just a different series, different different tracks, just to kind of mix it up and have fun. Where it's not just all of where everybody worrying about points or whatever. Just back to having fun, and get everybody out of their comfort zone to
yep.
you know so
No, well,
and
that's
it's definitely worked because I mean there's been numerous different winners through everything. So and we had definitely have a good mixture of tracks and different classes. So
yeah. No, well, with that win there, you become, I think, the 11th winner in this series over about what I think this was our 15th race. Was it? Let's see. Yeah, the points haven't been done for week 3 yet, but yeah, um,
yeah,
that was basically our
slacking.
15th race. 11 separate winners. 12 if you count Chad. I don't believe that. I think that's Chad's first. Yeah, that's Chad's first in the grassroots as well. So um, So 12 different victors over 15 at races. I think and John and Ryan are the only two back-to-back victors, and with the way that the consistency sort of runs with these types of races, you get some where the field's inverted and some where you look, the field's just going to be tough and you're going to run second or third a few races in a row. But those points are going to add up. I think, once right now, as I said, we haven't got week three's points in system, but starting week three, John was only 11 points ahead of Chris. Mike Menezes is there, Mike Davis, Travis McDonald. But as I say, we know that some of you boys all picked up wins. So Brian Angel is another one that sort of, I know that with his points, he was looking to jump into the top three, top four momentarily. So, I feel like once we get sort of to that rough halfway mark of around that midpoint of May, that we're going to have a more clearer idea of that top five, that top 10. But right now, it really is like there's really only, I think, 10 points between, what is it, like third and 10th. Before week 13 points get calculated. So, and we know that this week has been very mixed in finishing order. So, it's a great competition. Pat yourselves on the back every season, whether it's what we call what I consider the off season, such as the grassroots stuff, or whether it's the normal seasons where it's the divisional racing over the proper nights. You guys just blow it out of the park every time. With originality, with keeping it fresh. It's not changing things for the sake of changing things. Things that work well get added more, and things that aren't working get improved or modified. And this grassroots racing series is just absolute credit to you guys. It's been fun so far. And as I say, we're only just finished week three, week four to come of 11 weeks of racing before we get to the championship round. Congratulations yet again. I better get over to Chad, but before we let you go, Ken. Friends, family, sponsors. Is there anyone you need to give a shout out to? And I think Josh was coming for you a little bit there in some of that race. I think he was looking for that J&J Motorsports sort of teammate instead of BAM Motorsports. But who do you want to give a shout out to?
The wife and kids, KHR, you, Bob, all the admins, all the guys that race with us come in each week and make it a good show. And KP Plumbing Services. But yeah, that's about it.
Definitely, man. Well, look, congratulations yet again. Welcome to the winner's circle in the Grassroots Racing Series. Obviously, have you back in the booth anytime you can. Obviously, that part is up to you. But look, as with a lot of racing still to come, I feel like, it's not the last time we'll talk. So best of luck out there. Best of luck with everything else you got going on racing-wise, man. And we'll see you again on our screen Sunday night, US.
All right, appreciate it, Bob. Tell Chad congratulations as well.
Will do. I'll pass that on.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. All right, that was our B main feature winner, Kent McLean, finishing fifth in the feature, but getting the win here tonight and joining the winners circle. 12 winners was saying just then, over 15 races. Only two guys have 2 wins in this series, so still anyone's ball game very early in the piece. But I thought the B main was your race to win, and I might have jinxed you a little bit in that little incident with the commentary, so I do apologise, sir. But I guess the flip side, the double-edged sword of that was you got to regroup and sort of give that top 5 run again another chance in the A main, and you made it work. It was a competitive field up there, a lot of cautions in both features. How's the arms?
They're a little tired. You work a lot harder in these cars than you do most of the others.
You do. I don't. Some of my cams, I do have access to cockpit cam, but it's really only used in a certain set of cameras that I don't have programmed in this particular track. But some of the wide shots you could see, I know it wasn't like a 1-to-1 sometimes with the movement, but some of you guys was just like. It was like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Like just trying to keep that car speed, like almost using the steering as a bit of an accelerator and a brake as well to try and keep that speed in that car straight. And it's fun to watch. I said to Ken, I'll ask you the same question: how the hell can you make these ones look easier than the winged ones? The winged ones for me, I feel like are supposed to be the easier ones because you got your downforce, a little bit more control over that. Whereas these things don't have them, but you drove them as if they were like, not meant to have wings. They're like The downforce was good. The control was good. A little bit of looseness out of four, I could see for a lot of you. I think even you had one moment there where you just got a little wide coming out of four. Was that the slick, or was that the speed sort of that you were generating?
I think it was a combination of both. There at the end, it started slicking off pretty good, and really had to back the corners up quite a bit.
Yeah, it definitely looked like the big issue there. I think a lot of the cautions, we see it a lot in a lot of the racing. If you get your car a little bit, for the cars that are for the cars that are faster, straighter, so your mods, your sprints, things like that, outside of like your street stocks and that, and late models that, yeah, you want to sort of get them a little bit more angled. The speed difference between the angled cars, sprint car wise, and straight cars is just so big. And if you are straight and that car sets a little bit wide in front of you, you are going to come up on them quick. And that reaction time, the brakes on these things, they very much like to think about applying before they apply. So yeah, not a lot of
Yeah,
sort of
they're not there.
yeah, not a lot you can do. Um, Now, not sure if Vic sent you the text yet. She was obviously cheering you on, but we were talking a bit about the sprint car history. So a little bit of pressure there to get the job done, I think, tonight in either main for you.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't drove these a whole lot. I got on for about a half hour for the race, ran a little
Yep.
time attack just to get the feeling of them, and it paid off. Throttle controls everything in these, and once you dial in your throttle control and stay smooth, they're pretty easy to drive.
Yeah. Now I said this to Ken. I feel like you might be able to sort of confirm it as well. But Charlotte is what I was going to say. Charlotte I love it. It's a racy track. I feel like you can make anything look fast and competitive on that track. Are you a big fan of Charlotte? Do you feel the same? Do you feel like it is that it's sort of like the car was good and you did drive it well, but Charlotte I think can just make a boat look fun to race on here.
Yeah, Charlotte's a pretty easy track to get around, some cars it's high the whole time,
Mm.
and I preferred the bottom tonight. It just seemed faster for me, and I think everybody did pretty good considering what we were dealing with.
Yep, yep. For me, I've always been even when the track sort of changes, it's just a habit for me, muscle memory. But I've always been as high as you can in one and two without hitting that wall. But sort of one and two, you can tap that wall a little bit, and not lose that speed. But absolutely dive it in low from a high entry into three and come out low four. And I just feel like that's such a good sort of quick. It just builds a big that rubber band sort of momentum run because a lot of the guys do run mid to low on one and two, and you can sort of really carry it fast around past them up high. Have got a few shock sort of positions that way. What do you think was the line of the night up in one and two? Was it down low? Was it up in three and four? Oh, sorry, up in high because I can see that slick right now on the screen, and entry looks horrible.
For me, it was down low through one and two pretty much the whole race. There at the end, we had 10 to go on the restarts. I think the only thing that saved me is I was able to get a really good start and pull away. I would just throw it in and kind of let the car slide around until it got a little more grip, and then I would get back in it. But there was nothing down there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the problem. Obviously, if it does become a little bit one line, especially with these sorts of cars, unless you do have you've had like maybe what three coffees and a Red Bull, and your reaction time is back to what it used to be probably 20 years ago. It's quite hard to maintain some of the speeds you guys achieve in these vehicles and get around guys on a single line sort of track. But no, Charlotte looked great. Looked like so much fun out there. I'm really loving
Yeah,
the grassroots racing series. It's really making me um, want to update the laptop and get racing. I've got a couple of other mates who race as well, who a couple of Australian friends who they want to do the I think it's Daytona's coming up in a week or two. Um, the enduro, so we want to enter that. So I've got to get myself done, but I feel like I need to get it done mostly because I want to race with you guys again. It's so much fun to watch. Um,
yeah. The only thing I regret is in the B. I wish that things would have panned out a little bit different, and me and Kent could have got the battle a little bit. I think that would have been a good race, and I called at the beginning of the race the dark horse was going to be Von Mead.
yep.
I was kind of watching him, and he does super well on these 360s, and I figured he would get around me at some point, but I
Yep.
think my start saved me.
Another one that's been a dark horse in the grassroots, Richard Jackson as well, and he finished third, Von Mead second. So, yeah, a couple of those guys that they just really seem to fire outside of what appears to be their comfort zone. In the opposite side of that, we've got Tom Land, who I kind of was hoping was going to be here tonight to see what he would do because they give him a lot of grief, jokingly, in the normal seasons. Um, they call him Tom the Missile Land, as you may have heard. Just you never know where he's going to strike sometimes. But
Oh, I've been
grassroots
hit by the
is,
missile.
yeah, you've been here for. There we go. Um, so you know, he's been a completely he's been a very dominant driver. In the grassroots racing series, he's had a bit of bad luck, so I don't think he's been able to sort of collect all the points he would have liked to have collected. He's in sixth. He is in sixth at the moment, and I think there's only like what about 3 points between him and third. So I feel like this competition's great because it's brought just a couple of guys up confidence wise. They've had a bit of a sniff, and once you get that sniff, you know what it's like. It's you just need it again and again. So
Yeah.
the gap is getting oh so tighter between the good drivers and the great drivers, and that's just going to put a lot of pressure on you guys.
Yeah, I unfortunately am not going. I'm not really running the points for grassroots because I'm
Yep.
not going to be able to make all the shows. So I'm just kind
Well,
of jumping in when I can and kind of mix up the points a little bit for
that's
them.
it. That's it. If I'm trying to think of how to say. I was going to say if they can't have him, you're having him, but that's not the right way. Jumping in when you can. Same with I said the same to Dow Bowen. He's another guy that races very irregularly, and it's like, look, just be on the track when you can. We love seeing you on the screen, and it really does shake up that points battle sometimes. You know, those sometimes it's those top 5 points, just one of those extra positions that really makes a difference in a gap. For someone like John Bennett, who's trying to get away from Chris Standridge, if you weren't in tonight's race, he possibly could have finished third or higher, and that would have opened that gap more. So yeah, definitely stay at it. All right, now
Oh, absolutely.
we do have Sprint Car Week next week, Monday night US, Tuesday morning Australian. So the middle race of the week will be 360s and 410s. No pressure there, but I feel like. You're going to need to do good in those ones. So best of luck with the practice. I think we've got midgets at Chili Bowl, so it's going to be a kind of a bit of a majority open wheel sort of vehicles next week. So sort of the style to practice on. But
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
oh, excuse me. Oh, and I was sort of pondering to myself. Um, Well, I was watching you race. We're talking about team names and dirt warrior racing. Obviously, came up, and I was just thinking. I've been a slack friend. I haven't reached out to Lon. I haven't checked in on Lon since the grassroots started 3 weeks ago. So definitely next time you see him, pass on my best, and I hope everything is going well. And he's kicking butt wherever he's racing, and that dirt warrior racing are representing well.
I'll do that for sure.
No, awesome, man. Well, look, congratulations on the victory here tonight. The non-wing 360 sprint cars at the dirt track at Charlotte. I don't know why I decided to say the whole lot of that was a mouthful. But before we let you go, friends, family, sponsors, I'm sure there are a amount of people that you need to thank. So the floor is yours.
First off, my wife for tolerating me doing it. Again, my mom for tuning in and watching. Um, I got to thank Blade Node, Pooty Graphics, Grumpy Graphics, iRacing, iFlag, Martin Sports, BCR Sim Products, 304 Roots, JD Trucking, Junk Fabrication, JRE, Schuler Chassis, all the guys over at Team DWR and Dirt Panda. You, of course, for broadcasting. You make it fun to watch when we go back and watch it, and all the fans, followers, and friends we got out there.
I appreciate you guys. Like I always say, it's. I've got the best seat. It's not hard to put out that show because you guys, it doesn't matter where I point the camera. There's just going to be some excellent racing going on. So, no, big ups to you guys for always putting on a show. No matter what madness the guys throw at you, you always make it entertaining, and it can be cautious, but it's respectful. So, love it, and we'll see you again this Sunday night US, Monday morning Australian.
Hey, thanks, Bob.
All right, brother. Bye. All right, that was Chad Puttable. He is our winner here tonight in the second feature. The first feature was won by Kent McLean. Well, that wraps up another week of racing, folks. We'll be back Sunday night American, Monday morning Australian to do it all over again. But in the meantime, before that, tonight, in approximately about 10 hours, 9.5 hours, I will be going live with the Dying Light 2 co-op stream on Twitch with Shrubgod. So definitely check that out. Pretty fun stream. The audience is good. We get a good crowd. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun, a lot of jokes, a lot of terrible gameplay. Yeah, come along and be a part of that. And then also Friday night, Australian, we play Dying Light 2. And then, yeah, back to the racing on Monday morning. All right, guys and girls, thank you so much for coming out and watching. Vicky Schuler. Who do we have in the chat? Let's see. Let's see if we can figure it out. Can I get the scroll to work? Vicky, Thomas Dennis, aka Tombstone 1914. Thanks for the follow. Also, brother, appreciate you for your support. Kellen McKellen, Chris Standridge, Matt Webb, Brian Angel Sr., Bo Caro, all the boys on the screen that were racing, putting on a great show. And of course, anyone that lurked in the background and just watched the action play out. Appreciate and love yous all. Yeah, that's it. Boy.